Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast.
The world's favorite place to go for fun, romance, and informative car talk. This is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, we're going to talk to an expert about salt water in your automobile. Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and I'll get you caught up on some more of the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars down there in the red, Jeff over here in that sultry gray T-shirt.
Yep.
I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. David Ainsley's taking the day off.
He is.
Well deserved, yes.
Oh, come on.
Well, he worked his tail off last week.
Did he?
Yeah. Wolfing down that chili dog that we had out there.
Yeah, well, that wasn't
that chili
work.
dog kind of stuck with you a little
See,
bit.
and that's,
It did.
It did. That's why I didn't have one. I eat healthy.
What were you going to say, Mars? You
I was just going to say, all the way home, it was.
let you know that it was in there?
Yeah.
So did you think you had a hydrogen leak or what?
Probably been better off if it had been hydrogen.
Yeah. Oh, my. Well,
Did your glass bulb break?
Nope.
do we have Ms. Farnsworth yet?
Not yet. I'm trying to figure out where she went.
Okay. It's over there.
Oh, you wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent.
With niacin and thiamine.
I think that's another pill.
Oh, is it?
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
The Carter's Little Liver Pills.
Niacin and thiamine. Thiamine?
Thiamine.
Yeah. I think it's an ointment.
Either that or it's a guy that you used to work with years ago.
Johnny Thiamine.
Uh-huh, that's it. Oh, Johnny.
Johnny Thiamine.
Johnny boy.
Johnny Diamond's cousin.
Dealership service departments.
Let's talk about them. What you got?
Well, another interesting story from automotive news. I try to pick out the really interesting and involved.
Sure.
ones. Dealership service department saw a 14-point jump in its customer satisfaction score in the latest CDK service shopper study. Say that fast 5 times.
No, I'm not going to.
The 2,500 customers surveyed by CDK for its annual look at the service and parts industry gave dealerships a net promoter score of 59, up from 45 just a year ago. The score is a customer satisfaction rating based on whether they would likely recommend a business. A score of 50 or more is considered good. Independent repair facilities received a score of 66. They, too, up 10 points from 2023. Chain service providers scored a 48, up 2 points from a year ago. Now, to me, a chain service provider would be somebody like a Firestone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
you buy tires there, but you can also get your car service there.
Under one roof, one-stop shop.
Yeah. Price transparency is so key right now, according to David Thomas, Director of Content Marketing at CDK Global. And while some respondents in their comments said they'll never go to a dealer because they believe their prices are too high, it really has come through in the past few years. The dealerships are doing a very good job of competing on price now. And as younger owners come in, they see dealers in a different light than older buyers. We're not just talking about Gen Z. Most of it is the millennial side of things. They're regarding dealers in a better light as well. The study also showed the relationship between a good customer experience and service and future new car vehicle sales is intertwined. Nearly 80% of respondents said for repairs and maintenance, they went to the dealership where they purchased their vehicle. And when somebody says to me, you know, what kind of car you should buy, it's very difficult for me to answer that question. Well, what's your budget?
Right.
What are you looking for particularly? Because there's so many different kinds of
How are
makes
you
and
gonna
models.
use it?
Right. But one of the things that I include in there, where are you going to buy it? Drill down, do your research, get the good reviews, and if you have to drive a few more miles, then do that. But the dealership plays a huge part not only in the sale of your vehicle, but in parts and service.
Yeah.
Because chances are you're going to get it serviced or warranty work done at the vehicle place where you bought the car.
Absolutely.
The top reasons survey respondents gave for choosing a dealership for service were staff knowledge, existing relationship, good reputation, specialized parts for their vehicle, make and model, and a convenient location, which is kind of what I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You can take it back, and that way, well, not only that, but they keep records.
Yeah.
Records till the end of time if you keep taking it there. Absolutely.
So I think it's important to consider the dealer.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing over there? I see blank screens and stuff.
Well, he's
trying to chase down our guest.
Carry the 1 + 7. He's doing his taxes.
I have another dealership story that I kind of put down at the bottom of the stack. International Scout. Now, I know, Mars, you're going to cover this story in another segment here, but this is a story that really kind of hit this week. So they're bringing back the Scout name again. Mm-hmm. And in the Scout name, it used to be International Scout, International Harvester Scout, all that. Well, apparently Volkswagen has bought the name Scout. And they're going to make an electric EV, a SUV, and a truck. But they announced this week that they're going to sell direct to the consumer. Oh, and the dealers are ticked. The VW dealers, because they thought that they were going to get the Scout.
Sure.
Not direct to the consumer.
Kind of like Tesla.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That comes
There's no showroom per se. You'll probably go to some Scout place. There it is right there. Can we take it for a test drive? Sure. But we can't sell it to you here. You have to go online and buy it. Which I think is interesting. And Tesla's not the only one. I believe that Rivian is another one. And there's another electric vehicle maker that they're also selling direct to the consumer.
So you buy it online. You put all your information online to the Scout entity, and you go and pick up your vehicle. Now, what happens to
or
that?
they deliver it.
Whatever the case, your data is online doing that, so anybody can kind of like dip in all the blacks.
I think you would probably end up saying, "Here's my banker. Contact them to get the loans and all that stuff."
You think that's what it is?
Yeah, I don't think
you're going to put in your account
it'd be
numbers
just like
or anything.
Going to a regular car dealer. I mean, the bank gives them the information for your money.
They still have to plug in your Social Security number if you're buying it through finance. They got to plug all that stuff in.
Yeah.
It just scares me. That's all.
Well, I don't do that, but I do some buying online. But it's always run into a credit card or
that's
an app or something.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just scary. To me, it's scary.
It is. Well, I think that they're trying to get rid of the middleman, and I think that really I know that I'm old, and I know that I'm more of a traditionalist when it comes to that sort of stuff. But I want to have a relationship with a dealer, somebody that I can go in there and talk to the salesman, talk to the parts department, talk to the service department. I want to be able to pick up the phone and say, "Hey, the car's broken down. Come get it," and let them handle it.
Well, and where I'm at, which is, I mean, there's area down there.
You're off the grid, Mars.
Well, no, there's about 260,000 people down there, and saw a Rivian the other day going down the street. We actually have a Rivian.
He was hauling donkey to get out of there.
And but the Teslas and things like that, they have to bring them to Houston to get them worked on. Now, BMW is over there now. They got a place you can get it worked on over there. But the other ones, and I
wait
just
a minute,
can't imagine.
aren't you in the Beaumont orange
triangle?
Yeah, in the Golden Triangle. Yeah.
That's where you are, in the Golden Triangle.
Yes, sir.
They call it golden for different
because
reasons.
Of the oil, all the money and stuff. But there's no dealer presence over there for to get your car fixed or for some of these makes.
How many people live in the Golden Triangle area?
It's about 250,000.
That's all?
Yeah, in between the three big cities there and all the little towns. I only got like 18,000 in my town. But we're bordered by towns, so we can't grow physically anymore. And there's several little towns like that.
So someone could come in and annex you, another city that wants to take over.
Probably not.
No. No, they
Because
can't.
I think that his
That's how
city
they-
is incorporated.
They bumped up against the city limits, bump up against each
Gotcha.
other.
Yeah.
Kind of like some of the towns over here, Bel Air, Sugar Land. There's a town you cross the street, you're in a different town.
Yeah.
But it's
That's interesting.
there's just no dealers over there.
Well, I was going to say, with that few people, I mean, unless you've got, there used to be the Chevy store.
right.
How many Chevy stores do they have in your area? 2? In the Golden Triangle, 2?
I'm thinking 2.
Okay.
2.
But that would be out of the norm, because you said that they just now recently got a BMW dealership over there.
Yeah, in Beaumont.
In Beaumont.
There's a BMW and Mercedes, just one, but they're at the same, thing.
But think of the volume that they have to do at that dealership to support the dealership. I mean, they got the light bill to pay, they got the employees to pay, they got parts in the parts department that they got to pay for. They don't get those for free.
No, I understand. Don't get me wrong, but the idea that you're going to sell online like the Tesla or even the Scout, I can go in there and buy one, and I can get it shipped down to where my house. They'll drop it in my driveway, I guess. The Tesla, they would. But then when it breaks, I got to have it picked up, and I got to send it to Houston. I guess if there's a Scout dealership here in Houston, Tesla for sure, it's got to come back to Houston to get it fixed, and then it's got to come back down to me. So you're minimum a day going each way, just to travel and get it. And the inconvenience, Fiat, that's another one. If you want to buy a little Fiat for some reason, you're not going to get it fixed down there, not under warranty, because there's not a dealer.
Could you buy an Alpha toenail down there?
Nope. Don't believe you can.
Interesting. Well,
So it just the marketing plan, I understand it, and in theory it looks like it makes it out to people like me out in the middle of nowhere, but by the same token, I may not buy it just because of the inconvenience of I've got to ship it off to Houston or Dallas someplace.
Well, again, more importantly, the fact that you need a dealer.
Right.
And
Well, even you here in Sugar Land, where's the Tesla dealer? He's up north, isn't he?
No, there's a Tesla on 59 in
Richmond and Rosenberg?
Richmond and Rosenberg, right? It's probably
that's
maybe
not too bad.
8 miles,
But
9 miles from
it's
here.
not a dealer.
It's
Just
It's a
It's
service center.
a showroom service center.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you
and
can't
also,
buy one there.
across the street, there is a Tesla facility for training. Directly across the street.
For what?
For training.
Training.
Tesla the technicians and things.
Oh.
I saw a Tesla repair truck, the little minivans they have, and it's gas, obviously. And, you see the gas flap and everything. When you overfill your tank, sometimes it drips out. There's a big line of gas stuck and stained to the side of the Tesla. It was hilarious. I almost took a picture of it. I couldn't get it. But the Tesla electric service center truck had gas drip down the side. It was incredible.
Only you would see something like
we'd
that.
pull up
I
next
think
to
it's
you.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, at any rate, I think that dealers are. I don't think that they have anything to worry about, to be honest with you.
No. Especially the one Sterling McCall that sells Buicks. They're doing fine.
Scout said it's going to sell the Terra pickup and Traveler SUV direct to consumers and bypass the Volkswagen dealer body known well by CEO Scott Keogh, the American executive who previously led Volkswagen Group of America and Audi of America. Scout has likely opened the door to legal action by national and state dealer associations that have voiced frustration by a lack of communication over the brand's retail plans. Scout is targeting retail prices under $60,000 for both models when production begins in 2027. It's 2027?
It's not too far off.
Well, I know, but I mean, we're still
2
in
years.
24.
Yeah. Well,
That's 3 years away.
ending.
2 model years away, for sure.
It began taking $100 refundable reservations. Selling vehicles direct to consumer has been a pain point for franchise dealers since Tesla disrupted the legacy model. Electric vehicle makers Rivian and Lucid have followed suit. All three have faced fierce opposition from dealer trade groups and state legislators.
There you go.
I guess are on the take. I don't know.
So I get, we could do that. We could go out and say, I just bought a new Scout. I put my $100 down. And then they come up and say, well, in 2 years, hey, here, we're ready to get your Scout over there. Now give me my $100 back. I don't want it.
No, I think I'd take it. I'd flip it. Because if you, well, maybe not you over there, but for us here in the Houston market, if I could get a Bronco, if I could get a
International?
A Scout.
Scout.
Yeah. Buy it and flip it if you can do that. Because, a lot of these manufacturers that have these off-the-cuff things, one-offs and things like that.
Can't do that.
They make you sign a contract like the Corvette. When it first came out, you had to sign a contract that you wouldn't flip it.
You had to keep it so many months or a year. Or it's up to a year, I think. Yeah.
Ford did that with a couple of their cars.
Exactly.
And GM went after the people that did it. And I'm sure that they lost. Not GM, but the people. People, yeah.
You sign it, you sign it.
Yeah.
You betcha.
Just that. Shall we take a break?
We can.
It looks like Ms. Farnsworth has stood us up.
No, she's got other things to do, evidently.
Well,
she stood us up.
Yeah,
she stood us up, right. Yeah.
I thought I missed something there, Jeff.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
All right.
I only had 2 margaritas.
The In-Wheel Time, I know, and it's still working on you. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Download your mobile device today. If you haven't already, we also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Free tacos again at the Tailpipes and Tacos pre-holiday cruise-in. It's been a while, but the popular Tailpipes and Tacos cruise-in returns to the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, Saturday, November 16th. Bring a new unwrapped toy and get a free breakfast taco. Toys will be donated to Toys for Tots and Houston Children's Charity. Get to the best and one of the last cruise-ins of the year. Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, November 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. Cruise in, donate a new unwrapped toy, and grab a free Loopy Tortilla breakfast taco. Tailpipes and Tacos only happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, 703 West Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of the Katy Freeway. It's the end of the year car show season, and what better way to celebrate than with a free taco and camaraderie at Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, November 16th, 8 to 11 a.m. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Bring a toy, get a free Loopy taco, and feel good about heading into the holiday season at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Is your car ready for that all-important holiday road trip? Gulf Coast Auto Shield is having another car social Saturday, December 7th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV and find out what it'll take to get that thing looking new again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the road trip to Aunt Mary's. She'll want that good-looking ride in her driveway, I promise. Put it on your calendar. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Holiday Car Social and Road Trip Get Ready. Saturday, December 7th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then.
And speaking of remote broadcasts, we got more coming. Hemi Hideout Open House, November 9th. Tailpipes and Tacos, November 16th. And Gulf Coast Auto Shield, December 7th. We hope you'll stop by the In-Wheel Time remote broadcast booth and say hello.
Now, on a Hemi Hideout, it's $10 cash, and you do have to pre-register. Per person, and they'll match it to their charities, because they do a lot with the charities in the area, but you have to pre-register, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you go to the website, hemihideout.com,
right,
or you can call the number that I gave there. And you can't buy a ticket. You go and you donate the $10 at the door.
Right. But they have to know how many people are coming, so they've got to arrange for parking and all the inside. Yeah, it's best to do it. Yeah.
Just do it.
We'll be there.
If you've not been there, I encourage you in the most sincere way to go and see it. Even if you're not a car person, go and see it. The neon signs are worth it. The dinosaur head is worth it.
There's motorcycles. There's all kinds of historical things.
Farm tractors.
Yes.
Caterpillar tractors. You name it, it's there.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful setting.
He's got a collection of old ammunition.
Yeah, I know.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's back there where the chuck wagon is.
Yeah. First time I saw that, I said, how old is some of this stuff? I mean, it's...
Yeah, the chuck wagon, you really... It gives you a different perspective. You saw them on all the Westerns back in the day.
Yeah.
But to see a real, honest-to-God chuck wagon from the time period, you're going, well, this thing isn't very big. No, they're not very big. And they carried all of the supplies on there.
Supplies.
Supply.
That's why they had lots of beans. They sit around the fire and eat the beans.
The Charles wagon is what it was. Chuck was his nickname. They've got one of these in front of like the Walgreens stores. I used to have the mechanical horses and things like that. He's got one there that actually works.
Oh yeah,
I've got video of Kathy on that, so it's fun, just fun stuff to do there. It really is.
Okay. Time now for the racing calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club Challenge.
Yeah, Sunday, October 27th, which is tomorrow, NASCAR Cup Series in Miami. I believe this is it. This is the championship
Really?
going on. That's all I've got. That's what I know. And then we've got NHRA, November 3rd, at the Nevada Nationals in Las Vegas. So that's coming up next weekend. It's going to be an FS1. We did the Circuit of the America was last week for the Formula One. Yeah. Where are they this week? I lost a page. Anyways, Formula One, it's out there. You can watch it, all that good stuff. IMSA and the IRL stuff, the Indy stuff is over with. They've crowned their champions, and they're getting ready for next season.
And by the way, speaking of next weekend is down at the Motorsports Ranch.
Right.
It's going to be a fun weekend down there. Go check that out online. They're down between, they're down near Angleton, just this side of Angleton.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, back to Formula One. Never mind. They're in Mexico City next week, or this week, Mexico City.
Everybody's wearing a sombrero.
There you go.
All right, time now for This Week in Auto History. Mr. Mars.
Yeah, it's a real interesting week this week in automotive history. And I wanted to start with October the 19th, 1982. Now, this story is about John DeLorean. He was a star at General Motors. He played a pivotal role in the development of vehicles like the Pontiac GTO, the Nova, and the Vega. But he's best known for his vision of creating a stainless steel sports car, the DeLorean DMC-12. Of course, this has got the distinctive gull-wing doors and was in the 1985 film Back to the Future. Now, October the 19th is when DeLorean was charged with cocaine trafficking. It took until August 1984, almost 2 years, for him to be acquitted of the drug charges. The jury found that he had been a victim of entrapment by federal agents posing as drug traffickers. The idea was they were going to get him enough money that he was desperate to make his dream come true, and they took advantage of that. So while he was cleared of the charges, the ongoing effort to clear his name and all the financial woes that came around from all of that event really took its toll, and on March 2005, John Z. DeLorean passed away at the age of 80. Now, October the 22nd, 1936.
I remember it well.
You were probably there because the drivers road tested the Volkswagen Type 1 prototype for the first time. The car was proposed, designed, and engineered by Ferdinand Porsche and his team under contract to Adolf Hitler. Porsche, I knew her. And his team under the contract of Adolf Hitler's Nazi Party, and it was labeled Volkswagen.
And that's not the original. That's not the 30-something. Because 30-something's got that little bitty tiny back window.
No, there is no picture of it.
Opera window in the back, yeah.
That I could find. So it translates, anyway, it was called the People's Car because it was supposed to be affordable, reliable, and simple to work on. And so everybody could get it. They had a financing set up and all that. Top speed on it was 62 miles an hour, which was perfect for Germany's brand new Autobahn.
I will tell you this. I think back in the day, everybody knew somebody, if you didn't own one yourself, that had a Volkswagen Bug.
Worked on several of them. Sunk one of them. The Type 1 eventually outsold the Model T with 21,529,464 produced between 1938 and 2003. Became the best-selling car in the world up to that point. Last Type 1 Beetle left the assembly line in 2003 down in Mexico because they passed a new law down there because of all the crime. All the taxis had to have 4 doors, no more 2 doors. Too easy to rob them. So they phased out because that was their biggest market, was the taxis. Now, rolling into the big one, October 21st, 1980. The International Harvester Company actually became to fruition because of a merger between, and pay attention here, McCormick Harvesting Machine Company, the Deering Harvesting Company, the Milwaukee Harvesting Machine Company, the Plano Manufacturing Company, and Warder, Bushnell, and Gessner, all combined in 1902 to create the International Harvester Manufacturing Company. They made big tractors. Then they started building trucks in 1907 for farm work. Now, they were commercial selling the trucks. They were successful at that and the farm equipment, but they launched their Jeep competitor, the Scout, in 1960, and that would become the company's most successful consumer vehicle to October 21st, 1980. They actually sold 532,674 Scouts throughout that decade. Now, to go along with that, what we were talking about earlier, October the 24th, 2024, Scout Motors introduces an all-new vehicle lineup. Now, they're going to bring back the two vehicles. They're going to first be the Terra truck, and it's inspired by the first Scout ever built, and it shares the same colors. The second is the SUV, and it's based on the last Scout that was ever built.
You have pictures of that?
The new ones?
Yeah.
No, I didn't include them because I really wasn't going to deal on it. I just was using that as a coincidence because 2 days after the date that they stopped making it, they're reintroducing. And so anyway, it goes into some details about what they can do and what they can't do. But that's it was kind of interesting the way they're doing that. Like we were talking earlier about the non-dealers and how it's going to be interesting. But that was this week in automotive history.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Almost a quarter of electric vehicles in the U.S. may become eligible for a $4,000 tax credit in January, according to data from Recurrent, but they are not all created equal. The EV model year must be at least 2 years older than the current calendar year, among other requirements, in order to be eligible for the federal tax credit up to $4,000. That means January 1st, 2025. The 2023 model year vehicles may qualify, and the percentage of potentially eligible used EVs will jump to 89% from 65%. Now, keep this in mind. First-generation EVs have design flaws and technological quirks that render them a mixed bag in terms of value. Late model used vehicles are typically more reliable, though different climates or histories can affect battery health. Model year and use case discrepancies create a lot of work for consumers interested in purchasing used EVs ahead of the major incentive milestone. The average used EV with 25,000 to 49,999 miles on the odometer costs $27,639, nearly 9% cheaper than the $30,000 for a used internal combustion engine because the battery is going bye-bye pretty soon.
Expensive.
So there's that. All right, we're going to wrap up today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show right after a quick break, and we hope you'll stay with us.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The fabulous Hemi Hideout is having an open house, and you're invited. Mark your calendar for Saturday, November 9th, 10:30 to 12:30, and make a reservation today for a 2-hour opportunity to see an eye-popping tribute to American muscle cars, a collection of neon signs that'll dazzle, all in a venue like no other in the country. Entry to this rare Hemi Hideout open house is by reservation only, 713-825-2555. The $10 cash donation per person is matched and given to Brookshire Charities. See you November 9th at the Hemi Hideout, and Will Time will be there too.
Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check out our website, if you would, inwheeltime.com. Follow us on Facebook. Give us a like. Tell your friends or car friends about us, and share our stuff. We'll keep you connected to all things automotive all week long. The love line is open and can be reached at info@inwheeltime.com. I kind of got the love thing going on.
I guess so.
We like car pics, so send us some of your car with a description and any info you might want to include, and we'll feature it on a future show. When you're looking for award-winning car talk, you'll find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Download it today. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider. And look for us on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The In Wheel Time Video Technical Director is we always need more Jeff Zekin. The booking agent, video editor, and people finder, Mike Out of This World Mars, and Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. We hope you'll join us next week. Our live broadcast runs from 10 to noon Central Time on all of our In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Be safe out there. Have a great weekend and have a spooktacular Halloween week.
All right.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.